Welcome to the Random Generators Choose My TBR. So I looked on YouTube to see if anyone else was doing this, and people would do like a random number generator and then go through their shelf and count the number of books when they came to the number that was generated, and that would be on their TBR. I'm not going to do that. I'm also not going to do any punishments. I don't want to force myself to read if I get in a reading slump, or if life just happens and I don't have time to read, with work and health issues and stuff like that. I don't want to force myself to read if I just don't feel like it. If I'd rather watch a movie or waste time on, going through a bunch of YouTube videos and just falling down that hole. So I'm not going to force a punishment on myself. So what I am going to do is I have a couple of different random generators. I have a random number generator. I'm using a random letter generator twice, both for different things. I'm using a random image generator and a random color generator. And I believe that's it. Let's see. Random letter, random picture. Oh, and a random word generator. All of these will help decide, in addition to the random number generator, will help decide my October TBR. So first off, what I'm going to do is I have the random number generator pulled up on my phone. So I am going to say I'm going to read as few as, let's say, 3 books. I think that's doable. And then we're going to say 15 books. Probably going to regret that. But we'll say 15 books will be the max. That's going to kind of push myself to try and say this is what I'm going to read. So I'm probably going to regret this. So I'm going to use the random number generator to pick how many books I will read for the month of October. And one thing I will say, so I have mentioned I am not going to do a punishment if I don't finish this, but I am going to reward myself. So with whatever comes up at the end of the month, if I have completed that reading goal, I will get myself something. I am in the need of a new backpack. It's not urgent. Inside my backpack, I keep medications for allergies. I have an EpiPen if I have an anaphylactic reaction, and I have stuff to help me with my autism, like stuff to feel and just sensory stuff, and headphones if it gets too noisy. So I keep all that in a backpack, but the backpack I use is starting to fray and come apart. So it's time at some point to get a new backpack. That's my reward if I finish all the books for October. I have on my Amazon cart, but in the save for later portion, a black backpack that has love written on it. It has 2 broomsticks and it has this snitch. So it's Harry Potter themed, and it has the Deathly Hallow symbol, except it's upside down because it's the V. It has the glasses and the lightning bolt on it, but it looks like it's a good backpack. It seems like it would be a good quality backpack. So that's what I'm going to buy if I complete my TBR for October. So, and if for some reason it comes up with 4 books and I read more, that's great. I still get the reward. But if I don't complete what the random number generator says I have to read, I do not get the backpack. I can move it on till the next month, or unless my backpack completely falls apart, and then it's a definite urgent necessity. So let's see if, so as you can see, it's got the number 1 up there. And let's go ahead and, oh crap, I think I'm going to regret this already. 11 books. Oh shoot. Oh no. Oh crap. I've never read that much in a month. Oh crap. Oh. You know what? We're just going to do it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to push myself. I knew that was a chance when I put that 15 in there, but I was hoping to come up with like a 7 or a 6. Oh, crap. Okay. 11 books. Okay, so now that I know how many books to read, it's time to figure out the prompts. For this, I have those other random generators that I mentioned. The letter, the word, color, picture, and then letter again. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue to use the random number generator, except I'm going to reduce that from, the minimum will be 1 to a maximum of let's say 10. Now what I'll do is I have the other random generators on my phone. And I have a pen. So I will count the tabs for the random number generator. Excluding the... Actually... I could still use the random number generator and do use the counting on the shelf. Improvising as we go. So let's go ahead and do that. So we'll use all of these. The first random letter generator, if I were to get that, the title of the random letter generator, the first time that comes up, that is for the title of the book has to start with that letter. If it's the second random letter generator that comes up, then it's the author's first, middle, or last name has to start with that letter. I hope that makes sense. Let's go ahead and get into it. So, hey, no scooting. Okay, so let's generate the random number to get to the first random generator that will decide the first prompt. So you can see, minimum of 1, maximum of 10. The 11 was the prompt, or the number of books, so let's... 1. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is open up the tabs. And the first one is the random letter generator, because that's number 1. And just open that. So right now it already has the letter A. Generate a random letter. K. Oh, crumb. This is not going well already. So the book has to start with the letter K. Okay, so for this prompt, I am going to read the kids. I'm going to ignore those. So the kids are going to ask by Gretchen Anthony. So this one follows Thomas and Savannah McClare. Their mother has passed away. They're trying to find their biological father, and they start a podcast, and they start to get attention, and so they're dealing with the repercussions of trying to find their father while talking on this podcast. Okay, now let's pull up the random number generator again and decide what generator will be the next prompt. So, still as a number 1. 7. Okay, I'm gonna grab my pen. So, we were on the first random letter generator, and we'll count to 7 from there. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So, again, it's that one right there. So, this is random word generator. So this one, I will generate a random word, and the word has to be in the title, or it has to be generally be about that. If it's something like water, it can be something that takes place in water, water on the cover, water in the title, something like that. So now the trick is going to be to make sure I know what the word means or anything like that. So right now it has the word approval. Let's generate. Absorb. Well, crap. I know I don't have a book that has that. Oh my god. Oh, crap. Okay. Oh, how am I going to apply this one to my book? Okay, so the random generator threw out a curveball, the word absorb. This is going to be a stretch, but I gave my rules, right? So what I'm going to do is absorb is like you're wanting to absorb the sun, absorb attention, absorb something, take in something, figure out the truth, take in the truth. That's what I'm going to use it as for this book. The Tale of... Oh, crumb. Halcyon Crane. It's by Wendy Webb. It just says that the character Haley receives a mysterious letter She was raised by her father. She was told that her mother is dead. But it turns out that her mother, Madeline, was alive until is just recently. So she's now just passed away. But she's thought her mother has been dead for much longer. So she's going to the area where she was bequeathed a Victorian house. And she's going to absorb some answers, so to speak. Trying to find out the truth and absorb what's going on. And of course, paranormal stuff starts to happen. So I know it's a stretch, but that's what I'm going to use for this one. So, for the word absorb. Okay, so let's pull up the random number generator again. And generate a new number, and then we'll find the new generator for that. So, 10. Okay. All right, so we ended on random word generator. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Random number generator. This one, I'm not going to change the numbers, I think, going back and forth during all this. So this is the random number generator again. I'm going to leave it between 1 and 10. I'm going to go to my main bookcase. I know I have the white one there too. But that's full of classics. So I want to get a classic if it fits a specific prompt. But sometimes those are difficult to read, and I don't want to end up with more than one classic, if at all possible, in my TBR. So I'm going to use the main bookcase to pick that. Now, if I end up in an area where it's like the second or third in a series, but I haven't even started the series, then I will go to the next book on the shelf that's individual or the first of the series. So, let's go ahead and start. 4, fourth book on the shelf. So the fourth book on the shelf was actually the last book in a series, which was Superman, which is the DC Marvel series. I think you can read those separately, but I'm not 100% positive, so I'm not going to take the chance. So I just moved to the next book, which is Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. So I read the first one. I absolutely loved the first one, and I know this picks up from that. So in the first one, you follow Victor and Eli as they try to make EOs, which my understanding is EOs are kind of like the X-Men. They're superheroes or supervillains. You have to have a near-death experience, and they're able to try to create those, and they're morally gray, and they end up kind of like enemies. So it just follows that progression, and it's 2 timelines. It follows, I believe it was Victor in the present, and then it kind of goes back and tells you what happened in the past to help make sense of the future and why he's doing what he's doing. So this one, it's the second in that series. So this is what I'm going to be reading. So Vengeful by V.E. Schwab. Okay, so now let's generate the next random number to generate what the next prompt will be. 10. So I ended up down here on the random number generator. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Random picture. Okay. So this one I will generate a random picture. And I'll kind of explain that. So right now it's just that. So. Okay. It's a fish and a man. This kind of makes me think of that book, Big Fish. But I don't own a copy of that. And I want to go off of my physical TBR that I have. So my eye is drawn to the fish. Fish are in water. So something that takes place in water. Something that has to do with fish. Whether it's as food or as an animal or fishing or something. So let me see what I can find. The book I chose for that is The Boatman's Daughter. There's no fish on the cover. This happens to be an advanced copy that I won from Goodreads quite a while ago. This came out in February, at least according to the date on the spine. So, the reason why I chose this is because boat is in the title. So boats are on water, and what lives in water where the boats are fish. And if you look on the random generator or picture generator, there's a tree there. This person has kind of like a tree growing out of his head. So I'm going to redo that. Let's see. I don't really know what this is about. So let's see if I can find a lush nightmare. Let's see. It says, ever since her father was killed when she was just a child, Miranda Crabtree has kept her head down and her eyes up, fraying contraband for a mad preacher and his declining band of followers to make ends meet and to protect an old witch and a secret child from harm. But dark forces are at work in the bayou. Okay, I'm going to stop there. So this is when I'm going to go. So boats are on water. In the water is the fish. I don't know if fish are going to actually be in this book. But that's the stretch. But there was a tree, part of a tree on that picture. And there's a tree going out of this guy's head. So this is book number 4. All right, let's go back to random number generator and pick the next number. Come on. There it goes. 4. Okay, so we ended on random picture. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Random word generator. Okay, so as you can see, absorb is still there, and generate. Disorder. Okay, so for prompt number, what are we on, 5? Yes, for prompt number 5, the prompt was something that has to do with disorder. So I chose Separation Anxiety by Laura Zigman. So anxiety, I know, is in the something with psychology, that book, that DSM-5, I think it is. But depression and anxiety are considered a kind of like a mental disorder. So I really don't know much about this other than she finds an old baby sling and puts her dog in it. And so I think it kind of follows some sort of separation anxiety, maybe with having to stop carrying her dog around all the time. So anyway, so this will be the next book that I read. Separation Anxiety. Let's go back to the random number generator to figure out what the next one is. So 9. Okay. So we ended up on random word generator. There it is. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, random letter generator. This is the second one. So with this one, whatever random letter pops up, the author's name has to, either first, middle, or last name, has to start with a letter that pops up. So let's find out. So E. I'm going to make this one a little easier on myself. I'm going with a children's book, Stuart Little, by E.B. White. So, first name, even though it's the initial on here. Yeah, so I really don't know. I've never read this before. I think I saw the movie a long time ago. Can't remember. So it follows a mouse born to a family of humans. Okay, so he lives in New York. Yeah, so maybe after I read this, if I have time, I can watch the movie. I think there was a remake, and that I did not see. I don't know if there was a movie before that. Can't remember. Okay, Stuart Little. This is going on the shelf, or on the TBR pile. Let's go back to the random number and pick so that we can find the next prompt. 2. Okay, so we ended on this random letter. So 1, 2. This is the first random letter generator in the list, so another random letter. So let's go ahead and generate. This one is for the book title. B. Yes. So sometimes I have to really focus on the B and the D. B like Bravo. So the title has to start with the letter B. Okay, so for the letter B, the book that starts with the letter B, I'm going with Big Little Lies. Oh, sheesh. Which one of you are leaking? Oh, stinky. Pew! You're you. Oh, man. That's one of the downsides of having a pug. Oh, man, they can let one burn your nose hairs. Oh, bad. Okay, Big Little Lies by Liane Moriarty. There's a quote by Stephen King saying, "A hell of a good book, funny and scary." Oh, good. I hope there is some scary aspects to this for October. I really don't know anything about this. So it says in the back, a murder, a tragic accident, or just parents behaving badly. What's indisputable is that someone is dead. Okay, so there's that one. Now back to random number generator. And let's pick the next number for the next generator. 5. Okay, so we ended again on random letter generator. And the number was 5, right? Yep, 5. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Okay, let me back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. All right, so we're going to do a random number and pick the book off the shelf based on that number. Again, only off of the bigger bookcase there. And I'm sticking with the numbers 1 through 10 still. Okay. 6. All right, let's see what that is. All right, so the 6th book on my shelf was by Rhodes, Falling Kingdoms. Let's see. Really don't know anything about this. All I know is it's the first in a series. Oh, witches, if found, are put to death, and watchers, immortal beings who take the shape of hawks to visit the human world, have been almost entirely forgotten. A vicious power struggle quickly escalates to war, and 4 young people collide against one another, and the rise of Elementia, the magic that can topple kingdoms and crown a ruler in the same day. Okay, so we're still on the random number generator. Let's find out what the next generator will be. Number 2. 1, 2, random word generator. Reference. It's kind of like research. If you're looking for some references, I think of research. Let's see. You know, for a middle grade book, this is surprisingly heavy, although it's short. So this is How to Train Your Dragon, the Complete Book of Dragons, a Guide to Dragon Species. Reference, research. You're going to use this book as a reference on dragons. So there you go. So this is, so there are some pictures in here. So I think this will be fairly easy to read, which will be a relief that I'm not adding another huge book to the pile. Okay, so let's go back to the random number generator and find the number for the next generator. 4. Okay, so we ended on random word. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's pick another number for the bookshelf. 10. Alrighty, I'll be right back. So this is Newt Scamander, and it's just a movie scrapbook. So this is just, so I've got maps. There's a map at the front. Obviously images from the movie, little things to pull out that are in the middle. So this will be fun to kind of go through. Okay, so back to the random number generator. Last random number to find the generator. 8. Okay, so we're down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh. Really not liking the random word generator. Okay, last time. Rotten. Okay, so the last generator was the random word generator. Came up with the word rotten. Kind of don't own anything that I could find that has the word rotten in it. But I decided to go with Daughters of the Lake by Wendy Webb. So what made me grab this one is it just says, at the end of her marriage, Kate Granger has returned to her parents' home on Lake Superior to pull herself together, only to discover the body of a murdered woman washed into the shallows. So there you go. It's rotten that there's a body in the water. It's rotten that she found it. And in my opinion, it's rotten that I'm guessing the woman was murdered. So rotten all around there. Yeah. I'm using that. So Daughters of the Lake by Wendy Webb. That's 11 books. I doubt I'll seriously get through all of those. If I have time, I'm not going to add these to my official TBR pile, but I would like to read more scary stories to tell in the dark, more scary stories to tell in the dark, and Scary Stories 3, More Tales to Chill Your Bones. These are extremely short. I could probably finish all 3 of these in one day. So maybe 2 days. So I would like to do that just because it's Halloween and maybe closer to Halloween. I don't know. We'll see. And there you go. Here's the 11 books I'm going to try and read for the month of October. So I'll keep you posted through hopefully some weekly reading vlogs and stuff like that. And obviously you'll find out at the end of the month how well I did. So I'll keep you posted. Thanks for watching, and I hope you liked this game. I had fun filming this. I think I'm going to leave the random number generator where it was on the first time between the numbers of 3 and 15, even though this is a lot and a little overwhelming. It will push myself. So, because I don't want to make it too easy. So, yeah. Which is good, because then I'm not buying something every single month if I can help it. And not just spending money like crazy. So, and there's other things that I would like to use as a reward for, like, if I lose, 15 or 20 pounds. I haven't decided yet on that, but then kind of maybe reward myself with something there. So I just don't want to set up too many things to reward, to make things a little challenging and not too easy. So if you're so inclined, please hit the like button, give this video a like, maybe subscribe, and maybe even hit the notification bell. But I'll leave that up to you, and I hope you stay tuned to see how well I go through and conquer this TBR and to see if I get that backpack. Thanks for watching, and have a lovely day.